Welcome back to Singer Dad Reacts. My name is Josh, and thank you to all of you Angelina fans out there who have been so patient with me. I have definitely wanted to move forward in reacting to some of her songs and really seeing her growth as an artist. I want to give a special shout out, as many of you already have, to Rusty Shackelford. So this guy really put together an amazing list, and I'm kind of going by that actually in working through from Angelina's beginnings, right? So I'm starting with this first time in the studio performance of I Who Have Nothing from Tom Jones, and I'm going to work my way through into the Norway's Got Talent from there, and listen to her performances from that contest. So with that, I do have the lyrics pulled up here, so I'll go right through those. It reads, I who have nothing, I who have no one, adore you and want you so. I'm just a no one with nothing to give you, but, oh, I love you. He buys you diamonds, bright sparkling diamonds, but believe me, dear, when I say that he can give you the world, but he'll never love you the way I love you. He can take you any place he wants, to fancy clubs and restaurants, but I can only watch you with my nose pressed up against the window pane. I who have nothing, I who have no one, must watch you go dancing by, wrapped in the arms of somebody else, when, darling, it's I who loves you. I love you, I love you, I love you. So it's definitely the story of lost love, where they've parted ways and this person is watching their love in someone else's arms, or be with someone else, and kind of the pain and the angst and all of that goes with that. So I'm just wondering how a 6-year-old is going to sing this song. But from what I've seen of Angelina, which is very little at this point actually, but just the remarkable performance she gave in Bohemian Rhapsody, and all of the comments that I've gotten from many of you that talk about how she's just this anomaly, and even when she was young, she really brought it with these songs. I'm fascinated by her, and I'm wondering what she can do with this. So I'm anxious to see what this is. It looks like it's in a recording studio. So just from the opening shot, I haven't watched it, of course, but it looks like it might be recorded through the glass. So there may not be a whole lot of video as far as her face and her features and her expressions and such from the song. I could be wrong. They could switch angles when she starts singing, but if that's the case, what I've committed myself to do is to really listen closely for the way she's singing it, and the feelings she's bringing with how she's singing it and things like that, because that's really what you have to do when you don't have the face to go by. You have to listen more closely to the singer and how they sing it. So I'm committed to do that. So with that, let's get started here. If you haven't already, if you could please click subscribe and click on the notifications to be notified of any new Angelina reactions or any others you might be interested in. There are a lot of my return viewers, it appears, that are not actually subscribed. What YouTube tells me with the analytics is that only 14% of those that watch my reactions are actually subscribed. So if you are coming back and you're a return viewer and you enjoy the reactions from my channel, if you could please go ahead and do that, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. So let's get started here. Wow, she looks so young. Wow.
Chuck?
She's tiny. Look at her. That's not bad, actually. Wow. Look at her. Oh my. You guys said it. I mean, but it was hard to fathom in my brain a 6-year-old coming in and having a fullness of sound like that. Because I've heard a lot of kids sing. My wife's worked with a lot of young singers. She's taught voice lessons. She taught voice for several years. And she taught a lot of younger kids. And so I've heard a lot of younger voices, even those that she may have worked with for several years, where they've had some instruction and built their voice a little bit by this age. But yeah, I'm just partway into the song, but her tone is so full for this age, and she's totally into it. I'm excited to see what she's got. Let me go back just a little bit, so I'm sure not to miss anything here. She's got resonance there. She's all excited. Wow. I'm blown away. Wow. She's giving me the chills. I realized through some of my videos that some of my reactions, that's one of the things I love when I'm watching reaction, actually, is when like the reactor kind of points out when they start getting the chills, or there's, the feelings they're having, kind of communicating more of that. So it's happened several times, obviously, with some of the reactions I've done, but I never really take the time to mention it. So, but yeah, she's definitely bringing that. I'm blown away. Wow, I'm impressed. This is crazy. Listen to that. Good breath control. She's such a little pro. This is like the first time she's in the studio, I think, is my understanding. And she just goes in there. She's giving like the guy a thumbs up, kind of working through it. And I believe someone mentioned, that she was kind of going through it, and this is a different language for her as well. And so, there's that. You have to kind of remember that in listening to this. She's just a little pro from like an early age. It's crazy. Listen to that.
Det var kjempebra. Det var første gang. Jeg synes det var helt nydelig egentlig. Var det noe sånn roting i mellompartiet der?
Ja, for
Du stokket litt om på ordene.
I believe that she's asking him, was it good? I don't think there's any subtitles here.
Bare det var bare en setning.
Ja, det var noe.
Wow. Oh, man. Okay. I'm blown away. I'm genuinely blown away. Let me get this screen off here. You guys can't see it, but it's that's crazy. I'm still trying to process what I just watched. She's 6 years old. Wow. I mean, I'm glad I watched this because it's going to help a lot, I think, as far as going into the Norway's Got Talent and all that, where she comes in at 7 years old. I'll have kind of a precursor for that, a lead in to see kind of her early beginnings. So this was a good experience for her, actually, to kind of go in there and, go into a studio and be under that scrutiny and kind of put that on herself to do well with the song. Because, obviously an audience is different, but this is, having been in a studio and stuff, it's a little tricky. So quick experience. I don't want to make this too long. I want to kind of make it shorter. But when I was in choir in college, I've talked about this choir I was in and some of my other reactions. It was a 40-voice a cappella choir, and we performed. We did all kinds of stuff. We actually went on a tour and up into the northern U.S. and up into Canada and sang in different venues. But there was an occasion where there was a show choir that was going to be performing for this big performance, and the director for that choir wanted to come in and recruit vocalists from our choir to sing back on backup tracks that they could use to kind of build out the sound, because it was in a large stadium type event type thing. So he came and had us sing. He wanted to like close his eyes or be blindfolded or whatever, and then have us sing and then go by what he heard. And so he's going to pick, I think it was either 12 or 17 of us, I can't remember. what was cool is my wife and I got chosen from the choir to go sing in this. So we had to go into the studio and work through this and record these songs and stuff like that. So not quite the same setting as what she's dealing with there on an individual basis, but yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience with the studio, going through that and recording and all that. You don't realize how much is involved. And I don't know if they did this in one take or if this was like, take number 5 or, where they're at in that process. So if some of you are aware of that, I mean, if she did it in one take where she just went in, sang, and that was it, then that's even more impressive, right? So if you have that detail, please let me know in the comments. But I have to say that I'm blown away. That she has that much charisma, that much. Also, her voice. She has a nice resonant tone in her voice at an early age. I mean, usually when I've heard singers that are 6, their voice still, it doesn't really have the, it doesn't really have any of that. The resonance behind it. But hers is on its way. I mean, that's a really good voice for a 6-year-old to have. And to have the control that she showed during some of the parts that she sang there. So, yeah, I'm excited to see some of the stuff from the competition and to see her shine and take on different songs and continue my journey with Angelina. So, thank you for your patience, like I said, and I'm going to try to get to another Angelina song soon. So. Thank you for your support, and if you haven't already, if you could please subscribe and click on the notification bell, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you, and take care.